How much shock can you stand?
Welcome back. I know I said I'd do this like maybe once or twice a month, and it's barely been about a week. But today is a very special day. Today is the 65th birthday anniversary of Disneyland. And the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to share with people why I call this vlog LarryLand USA. The logo for Disneyland was Walt Disney's Disneyland USA. There is a little video that will show you. So and we're back. So as you can see by the video, they were presenting Disneyland as Disneyland USA. I don't know that they really use that too much these days, except on, maybe like the park map, I think still has it in the legend on the map. 65 years is quite a time. I went to the 45th birthday of Disneyland, which was actually on July 17th, 2000. And my niece Kayla went with me. She was a wee little lassie. If I get a chance, I'll post a picture of us in the park. But anyway, I have a very deep personal love for Disneyland. I was telling my wife, it's when you walk down Main Street, or when you go into the park and it says you leave, tomorrow and enter into, whatever, let's go see what that placard says. So we're gonna take a little trip here. Okay, let me go over and into, you're going to see a lot of the statues and stuff, but kind of goes into here. You leave today and enter the world of adventure. No, yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. So in any case, that is that. There's that picture of Kayla. There's the picture of us for the 45th anniversary. But anyway, yeah, so that's why this is called LarryLand USA. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was telling my wife. Walk down Main Street, not to get all sappy and stuff, but even at this age, I walk down Main Street, and I'm holding my grandparents' hands again. God bless them. I'm holding wee little Kayla's hand, propping her up on my shoulders. Disney does many things, but one of the best things they do is sell memories. And all this stuff, yeah, that's great, but what's in here and what's in the heart is what's meaningful, and it's priceless. So LarryLand USA seemed like a good original title to put out there. And if you've looked on YouTube for LarryLand USA, unbeknownst to me, there's a farm with that name, a band with that name. So thank you very much for finding me. Of course, I'll put the links on all my social medias. And yeah, so while I have you here today, one of my memories from Disneyland, when the park first opened up, Space Mountain, lines were huge, as they are with everything that they open. I mean, right now the Star Wars stuff is just, well, when the park was open. Now the park is closed because of the shelter in place. But Jazz and I went to try and ride the Rise of the Resistance. And it's like, you got to get there like a half hour before the park even opens to get into the park, to open up the app, to get a ticket, and it'll place you randomly on the ride from 8 a.m. to midnight. Ridiculous. But okay, so back to Space Mountain. It was a heck of a line, and I wanted to go on Space Mountain so bad. And I was like 8 or 9, but I was a brat. And there are people in my family members who will argue that I'm still a brat, just over 6 feet tall. But anyway, I was giving my mom a hard time, and she slaps me a good one. Whack. And we're going home, I was one of those kids, you go to Disneyland and you're like, oh, look at that brat guy. Oh, he got hit going home. That was me. And I started crying. And my grandfather takes my hand, takes me to the front of the line, tells the lady, little white lie, that some teenagers had slapped me out of line. And the lady's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, go to the front of the line, but you have to have an adult with you. And my mother wasn't about to go on the ride. She doesn't like fast rides. My grandmother, God bless her, she would ride Dumbo with me, and I'd lift the Dumbo thing to go up, and she'd scream and yell and make it go back down. So anyway, Grandma was not going to go. She could barely do the Dumbo ride. She was not going to go on Space Mountain. So my grandfather, and my grandfather, Robert Braun Jr., fair billing. My grandmother's name was Viola Braun. But he taught me how to walk, taught me how to talk, taught me how to drive, taught me about life, how to treat a woman, respect. Anyway, he's my Yoda. And so here we are, did a little Jedi mind trick, and we're in the front of the line. We're on the ride now. And you know what? The thing had been open for like a month, maybe at that point, 2 months. And it's all exciting, and it's all... And we get on it, and right after the slingshot, for those of you that have ridden Space Mountain, before it starts getting into the ride itself, I close my eyes because I'm scared. I'm crapping my pants. And my grandfather's like, open your eyes. He's laughing, having a great time. Oh, and of note, we're getting on the ride, and there are signs that say if you're pregnant, if you have heart problems, if you have back problems, it's advised that you do not go on the ride. And my grandfather was like, well, that's 2 out of 3. He had a heart problem and a back problem, yet he still rode the ride. So he was like, open your eyes, open your eyes. Oh, God. They sell memories. They sell memories. That's almost 45, 46 years ago that happened to me, and I swear I'm not embellishing. That was what went down. God, that was just like so much fun. The other thing, taking my nieces and nephews, going to the park with family, brothers and sister, you know, mom and aunts and you know, just priceless. A lot of good times with Kayla too. Kayla and I went to the park. Lisa had gone to a wedding and was going to meet us a day or two later. So Kayla and I drive down, and this was before downtown Disney and you know, theming the hotels and everything like that. The Disneyland hotel still had the waterfall, and we're eating at the Monorail Cafe. The Blue Plate Special. They had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a glass of milk. Kayla was in hog heaven. The bungalows were still there in the Disneyland Hotel. And anyway, I had told her, okay, let's go on Star Tours. She knew Star Wars, the Star Wars movies. Back then there were just the three. And Sundays after church, we'd come back to my place and I'd be like, Kayla, which movie do you want to watch? She'd be like, oh, surprise me, Pumbaa. So you know, we'd throw in whatever movie. So she knew Star Wars. So we went on Star Tours, and she had the time of her life. I mean, just, you know, it was great. And this was, you know, back in the day when there was just the one scene with the Pee Wee Herman robot, you know, going through the asteroid field and stuff like that. It wasn't visiting, you know, two different planets and all that snazzy stuff. So, so the other thing, Kayla wasn't a big Star Trek fan, but we would watch Star Trek as well as Star Wars, because guess who is a big Star Trek fan? And I take her over to not Star Tours, Space Mountain, and she's like, Pumbaa, I don't know, Pumbaa, Pumbaa, I don't know. I'm like, no, this is like Star Trek, you know. You're gonna, a little white lie, taking a page out of my grandpa's book, and we go on Space Mountain, and you know, the twisty in it. And at first she was a little frightened, but ultimately she had a good time and enjoyed that ride. And to this day, if you ask her, where do you want to go? It's going to be Star Tours and Space Mountain in the rotation. I mean, come on. Matterhorn's fun. Pirates of the Caribbean, all that good stuff is fun. What else? My beloved wife. We have a mutual friend, Fur, who introduced us, and God love Fur, because she was really, she saw what we didn't see in each other, and a future. But anyway, Fur had gotten us to go down to Disneyland. So now Jazz and I have, you know, all these fond memories. I took Jazz for her birthday. One year we went to Disneyland. We rented a convertible, drove down there, spent a day at Universal, going to the Hogwarts thing and all that. Anyway, so like I said, Disney has a very meaningful place in my heart, in my memories. I can't wait for the park to open up again. There was a little glitch there, so if you notice a kind of a bubble or a change or a lightning bolt or whatever, it's because the camera froze up. You know, realistically, I don't think the park's going to open up this year, and if it did, I don't know that I'm going to be one of the first ones in line. They did want to open up for the anniversary, the 65th anniversary, which is, like I said, today, but that didn't happen. There's a whole nother set of memories. I've only been to Disney World once, and that was with Karen and her then spouse. Met our friends Bob there. My sister came with. Kayla was there. That was a lot of fun too, actually. One of the things I noticed is Disney World is a heck of a lot bigger than Disneyland. It took us a lot longer to get from Main Street to Tomorrowland. Oh, and they don't have they have Pirates of the Caribbean, but they don't have a New Orleans Square. It's called like the Bicentennial Square or something like that. It's fine. It was fun. Had a good time. We stayed at the it wasn't the Aulani. It's like their Hawaiian themed hotel. I can't think of the name of it offhand now. But we stayed there, had a good time. They have like a Hawaiian buffet thing inside the lodge there, the main foyer, and it was a good time. The humidity kind of got to me, especially in the animal kingdom. But it was a good time. Again, memories. Can't imagine any of you haven't been to a Disney park, but if you get a chance to go, Disneyland, if you're in California, is the place to go. I haven't even covered either California Adventure. I am not a big fan of the Cars movies. I like them, but I don't own any of the DVDs. And then again, you don't have to, because with Disney Plus, everything is there. But Cars Land in California Adventure is amazing. It's like walking into whatever that city is that the cars live in. The Pixar Pier is a lot of fun. They changed that around. The Little Mermaid's still there. She's kind of like in her own little world over by the Grizzly Rapids. But I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the Marvel characters. The Avengers headquarters is going to be there. The Marvel heroes kind of took over the downtown Disney area. So we'll see. It'll be fun, I'm sure. If you guys have a chance to check out Disney Plus, I highly recommend the channel. I mean, they have most of the movies, the Disney cartoons. I mean, obviously they got the Marvel stuff and now Star Wars and Jeff Goldblum and other stuff like that. But it really is, oh my God, The Mandalorian. We talked about The Mandalorian over on Planet 8. So if you want to hear about me, Bob, and Karen talking about the Mando, go to planet8podcast.com. All one word. Oh, and the number 8. So it's planet8podcast.com. And I was thinking, we recorded a Planet 8 podcast this last Sunday. And Bob was like, okay, well, let's all talk about our side gigs. So we did. Karen has her blog. Bob has his Bay Area film events and special conventions and stuff that he's doing online. Like I said, this to me was just an addendum to everything that we go through in life, not necessarily related to the podcast. Let me go on to say, saying that Black lives do matter, and it's just point blank. There's no, you can go to the .coms and the Googles and research it and look it up, and with everything else that's going on, we shouldn't have to be worried about Black lives. I have members in my family who I am deeply concerned for their welfare and their safety, and it shouldn't be that way. So we'll get through this, though. We'll get through COVID. We'll get through all this turmoil in our country, and together, with love and unity, believing in each other, believing in ourselves, we will move forward. This nation has had a lot of missteps, but this nation has won world wars, and that's history. So that's everything I had to talk about for today. The main thing was to straighten out why it was LarryLand USA. It was just a matter of coincidence that it was the 65th anniversary of Disneyland, and you probably can't see it that well, but that picture right there was from the 50th anniversary, and there is actually a little pin in there of Tinkerbell, along with a certificate and all the artists that worked on it signed it. Tinkerbell, she flies over the park before the fireworks. For those of you that have been there or haven't been there, it's pretty stunning. All that stuff is on YouTube. You could look at all kinds of stuff from Disneyland. I'm not going to get into all the rides. I basically love the park, so there's no way to say, Matterhorn or Pirates of the Caribbean or Star Tours. Obviously, the Enchanted Tiki Room is one of my favorite spots. Every time I have to get what do they call it? A Dole Whip. And there's also the Mint Julep over at the Mint Julep Bar in New Orleans Square, and that's over by the train stop. It's between the train stop and the Haunted Mansion. I do love a good mint julep, actually. And some of the best times I've had have been just sitting there at the Mint Julep Bar with some beignets. Jazz loves the beignets more than I do. They're a bit too sweet for my taste. But just sitting there listening to the jazz band. That's one of the things that Uncle Walt did so well, is all the rides, obviously, but you have the raising of the flag and the putting away of the flag, and they have the band come out and play the Mickey Mouse March and all that good stuff. They have the jazz band in New Orleans Square. Obviously, all the characters, you get Mickey to sign and Donald and all that. But above and beyond the rides and the parades, Electrical Parade. Google that if you've never, or YouTube it if you've never seen the Electrical Parade. That's another one of my favorites. But there's all these little, the piano bar over at the Coca-Cola shop on Main Street. There's just so much to do besides all the big things, and to enjoy, and the refreshments. Jazz loves the dill pickle over at the Adventureland Bazaar. The Dole Whips, now they have, it's not the Tahitian Terrace. I can't think of what they call it, but it used to be the Tahitian Terrace. And they have Rosita out there, and she talks and interacts with you after you get your Dole Whip. And they have different flavored Dole Whips now. I'll always be partial to the pineapple. The Trader Sam's Tiki Bar out there by the hotel. You jump on the monorail. You can go over and have an adult beverage if you like. At Trader Sam's, they have really good food. At the Tahitian Terrace, no, it's the Tangaroa Terrace next door to it. So much fun. Downtown Disney, that's okay. I mean, it's just mostly shopping and food. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my meandering thoughts, sharing, some of the collection outside of the office with you. Next time we talk, I think I'll take the video into the Leaky Tiki Lounge, and I'll show off some of the Tiki collection to you guys. There's only a couple of rooms and places in the home here. It's a smaller home, but I think there's some cool memorabilia in here. Anyway, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Really, I really, really mean that. Take care of yourselves and take care of one another. Until next time, bye. Thank you for watching. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
Pretty good.